Hey everyone, it's Mindy, and we have JJ ready to give you some awesome picks, 15 of them for Tuesday. He did not have to go to the vet like the other folks today, so that's good. He's happy. The other ones are all, I don't know, a little sleepy. But hopefully, you guys had a great evening. We definitely did, and we are ready to bring you all the picks. Before we do it, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Click on the bell to get the latest notifications there before we get going. Oh yeah, I had the cat, so I thought that would be good. And then I didn't get my slides again, you guys. But of course, we bring you the analytics here every single day. So if you're not really familiar with how this works, I have a Major League Baseball model. I then track all of my plays on my model and I compare them to Vegas opening lines because Vegas, they might know a little bit more than all of us, but all we have to do is find these little bitty spots where we can beat them. And we think we have found that with our modeling. So basically, what we look at is a certain variance versus those opening lines. And we know with this percentage, with this confidence level, how we do. So far, we're up to about 5,000 games, and we are ready to bring you some more winners. Now it's uploaded. It's ready to go. Let's do it. Yeah, we'll bring it to the stage soon. There we go. It's funny. I'm glad you guys like to put up with me, but it's worth it to get some winners, right? All right, here we go. Let's get started. All right, we have the Nationals versus the Orioles at Camden. We have Irvin on the mound, 6.33 ERA over his last 5 games, 3.76 here this season, versus Mr. Rogers, 4.32 ERA over his last 5, 4.71 this season. We're going to look at the Orioles offense. Right now, they're batting 4.7% higher than their season average. What we try to do is catch these teams on streaks, right? Good hitting versus not so good at pitching, that sort of thing. Right now, that Orioles offense, they're hitting 301. Pretty defense in this day, pretty good offense in this day and age. We also have the Orioles offense right now that's batting 4.3% higher than the Nationals. So let's go ahead and take this Orioles team on the money line. We have them winning 5-4, which comes in at 59.5%. All right, Cubs and Guardians. We have Assad on the mound for the Cubs, 4.12 over his last 5, 3.24 this season. Then we have, Boyd, he's up here, but he doesn't have any starts yet, had a bad elbow. Then we're going to pitching, right? So whenever we had kind of, a guy with injuries, we're not so sure, but it's one of those that usually don't go a lot of innings. I mean, there's a chance, but on these rehabs, more than likely they're going 4 or 5 innings. So we're kind of looking at this as a bullpen game here for this Cleveland Guardians team. Guardians right now only batting 204, even though they did beat up on the Cubs. They're pretty good yesterday. Cubs offense, though, is actually 8.1% higher than their league average. So then their season long, right now, they're 8.1% higher. Cubs offense hitting the ball pretty hard, 817 slugging. Also, the Cubs have been scoring about 2.4 more runs than the Guardians over the last 5. Cubs offense right now is 12.2% higher than this Guardians team. Have the Cubs winning this one outright with this pitching matchup. But of course, we're going to go ahead and take the Cubs on the run line. It is the higher percentage play when the Cubs are plus 104 with our variance. Comes in at 50.2%. A little bit on the low side, but we'll take it today. All right, Marlins versus Phillies. We have Belloso. He's on the mound, doing awesome this season. 1.69 over his last 5, 3.05 ERA this season. Phillies starting pitcher is Mr. Phillips. He has a 5.2 ERA over his last 5. A little bit elevated from the 4.83, but not too shabby. But the Marlins bullpen right now, they're the ones getting it done. Man, the Phillies, they've been struggling. They're giving it up in the late innings. 1.625 runs lower is this Marlins team right now. Came off a big showing in their last outing, 7 runs of ball. Right now, the Phillies offense is 4.55% lower than their season-long average. Phillies offense is 8.6% lower overall in all offensive statistical categories. And right now, the Phillies offense is batting a whopping 210. Marlins have scored 1.85 runs more than the Phillies. Let's go ahead and take the Marlins. I have the Marlins winning outright 5-3, but the run line is going to be the higher play, which comes in at 50.3%. Again, these are things that I like to play at about 55, but if you like it, I like it, model likes it, you can play it. Let's do it. Mariners, Tigers. Seems like we just had this one. It's about, 3 series ago, but we have Kirby back on the mound. Been crushing it, 2.15 over his last 5, 3.13 ERA this season. Versus Skubal, he's been doing pretty well himself. A little bit elevated over the last 5, 3.29 over his last 3, 2.57 this season. Tigers offense struggling to score here a little bit. As of late, 2.67 runs is all they can muster. Their offense is 3.6% lower. They're basically struggling to capitalize on any sort of opportunity right now. The offense is 12.7% lower than the league average in all of their offensive impact categories. All the things like run score, batting average, on base, slugging, all those kind of good things. Tigers only hitting 194. That's awful. Tigers offense, only a 539 on base slugging. Not so great there. We're going to go ahead and go under the total. Have this one a statistical tie, 3-3. Skubal got him last time, but under comes in at 55.4%. All right, here we go with St. Louis Cardinals versus the Reds at the Great American Ballpark. We have Fedde on the mound, 4.87 over his last 5 from coming over. That's right. Cardinals, he's been doing pretty good for him. 3.28 this season. Hunter Green is on the mound. Exceptional, you guys. 1.04 over his last 3. 2.9 this season. Reds pitching right now, they're getting it done. The Reds pitching staff is 1.86 runs under their season-long average. So hot pitching right now versus not so hot hitting. Let's take this minus 140 on the money line with the Reds. Have them winning 4-3 at 68.9%. Astros versus Rays. Astros took it to him there yesterday. Kikuchi on the mound. Hasn't been great in the short term. 7.11 ERA over his last 5 games now. 4.62 this season. We have Baz on the mound. 3.79 over his last 5. 4.3 this season. Astros offense, we see them. They have been hot here as of late, averaging 6.13 runs of offense. That's 1.5 more than their season-long average. Astros offense, 4.89 higher than their season-long average in that batting average category. Right now, like we said, the Astros offense doing awesome. 307 batting average, 861 slugging, averaging 3.46 more runs than the Rays. The Astros offense, 11.8% more offensively than the Rays right now. Even though we have this one a 4-4 tie, statistically, we are going to go ahead and take Houston here on the money line, minus 140 versus, or odd set, minus 140 by Vegas with our variance, which I don't show you, but that one there comes in at 69%. All right, the Athletics versus the Mets, Stripling versus Blackburn. If you want this one, all you got to do is text the word WIN, W-I-N, to 223-203-1821, and we will shoot this play over to you. Comes in at 75.4% today. So if you want this one, all you got to do is text me the word WIN. You get one play in your pocket every day until we get to football season and all that. You'll get our second best statistical play in every sport. You only have to text in once. We will send those plays out to you every single day before game time. There we go. Next up is the VIP play of the day. Now, this one here comes in at 75.44. The other one is 75.41. So both great plays here. But the VIP play, you can get this one over at our multi-capper site. It is ogcappers.com. So you guys can go ahead and check that out. You can find me over there as well as all of our other hot cappers. So the VIP play is, you can find us in the All Cappers tab there, OG Cappers VIP. Comes in at 75.4%. You can also use this promo code OG20 to save you 20% off at checkout. All of our pick packages are profit guaranteed, meaning that if our cappers don't turn a profit, you get credits back to your account. So you can find my personal plays, the Mindy plays over there as well. So what I do is take this modeling and then go a step further, right? So what I do is find it based off of value index. So which ones actually win you the most real dollar-wise. There we go. Next up is going to be the Royals versus the Twins at Target. But we have Lugo for the Royals, off to a hot start, then kind of cooled off. 4.5 ERA over his last 5. 2.72 ERA this season. We got Matthews on the mound, the number 2 prospect for the Twins. He is coming in tomorrow to pitch. It's his first one. So what we're doing again is we're taking a look at this one as a bullpen game. So it's going to be a bullpen game versus the Royals. Royals offense, they're doing okay. They keep capitalizing on opportunities. 6.31 runs per game, even though they were struggling versus the Twins there yesterday. But the Royals offense is actually 14.3% higher in their league average right now for run scores, batting average, on base percentage. They also score about 2.97 more than the Twins over the last 5 games here on average. And that Royals offense is actually averaging 22% more in that offensive impact category than the Twins. So have the Royals winning this one 6-4, comes in at 54.1%. The Yankees and the Sox. Yankees. Gil had no fun versus the White Sox. But we have Cortez. He has a 9 ERA over his last 5 games. Not so good. 4.42 ERA this season. We have Cannon on the mound. He's been stellar. 2.88 ERA, which is well below that 3.91 for this season. It's going to come down to a lot of pitching. White Sox offense, they haven't been doing too shabby, you guys. Right now, they're actually averaging about 4% higher than their season-long average, and they're also slugging the ball around at about 837. So with the Yankees struggling at pitching, I don't know if they should be minus 300 here today. Let's go ahead and take the Sox here on the money line. That's right, the money line. I have them winning this one outright. So 59.5% of the time, the money line is going to be the play today with those plus 240 odds. All right. We have the LA Dodgers versus the Milwaukee Brewers. We have Stone on the mound, 5.95 ERA over his last 5, 3.71 this season. Frankie Montas, newbie for the Brew Crew. He has an 8.5 ERA over his last 5, 5.1 ERA here this season. Man, I thought Montas was going to be off to a good start. I thought he was going to be rolling, and he's just run into some trouble here as of late. Dodgers offense, they're averaging 6.33 runs per game, 14.6% higher in the offensive impact category. So right now the Dodgers are 14.6% better than the league average for all of those offensive categories. Brewers offense, they're only hitting 212 right now, while the Dodgers offense is scoring 2.33 more runs than the Brewers. Dodgers offense also batting 6.7% more than the Brewers over their last 6 games. Dodgers here 29.2% better in that on-base slugging percentage than the Brew Crew. Let's take the LA Dodgers here on the money line. Comes in at 54% when they sit at minus 120 with our variance. All right. Blue Jays, Angels, Gosman, 4.13 over his last 5, 4.42, staying pretty steady this 2024 season. We're up against Fulmer, 3.6 ERA, 3.74, staying very steady here this season. Angels bullpen right now, they're the ones getting it done, 1.72 less than the Blue Jays. Blue Jays are actually scoring 1.5 runs less than their season average right now, so they're slumping a little bit here. The Angels offense, they're batting 2.7% higher than their season-long average. Jays are only averaging 194. I mean, you can put them into a not-so-good category right now. Angels offense is actually 7.1% more or higher than the Blue Jays over their last 5. Let's take the Angels, a little bit of plus money here on the money line. Have them winning 5-3. Easy money. All right. What we got left here is the Rockies and the Diamondbacks. We have Gomber, 6.52, way elevated over his 4.92 ERA this season versus Rodriguez. He's also elevated over the last 5, 4.76 ERA over his last 3 games. 4.76, though he's been staying pretty steady here this season. Diamondbacks offense, they've been staying pretty darn hot. They're averaging 11.1% higher than the league average on their offensive impact categories. The runs scored, the batting average, on base percentage, all that kind of good stuff. Diamondbacks, they are hitting 306. I like it. You also get the benefit here in this one of the park factor. That's right. Chase Field, based off of their forecast, the wind, the temperature, the impact. I know that's not a whole lot of wind, but the dimensions, the altitude, that whole thing. It's about 7% higher. So let's go ahead and go over the total. I have this one coming in at 12. I have in the Diamondbacks here with the easy victory 7-5. Let's go over 66.3% of the time. That will be the play. Oh, goodness. Here we go. The Pirates and the Padres. We have Ortiz on the mound for the Pirates. 4.34 ERA over his last 3. Staying steady, pretty close to 4.3 ERA this season versus Mr. King. 2.95 ERA over his last 3. 3.34 here this season. The Pirates offense, they've been batting about 2.9% higher than their season-long average. I think it's going to be tough to go ahead and, put them up there at about a minus 200. Let's go ahead and have the run line, the Pirates on the run line, be our play. It comes in at 57.7%. Have the Padres winning 4-3, but should be a close one. So we'll definitely take that 1.5. I think we've reached the last one. It's game number 15. This one features the Braves and the Giants. We have Charlie Morton on the mound. He's elevated 6.75 over his last 3 games, 4.47 this season versus Harrison, who has been Mr. Steady, 4.05 over his last 5, 4.08 this season. Right now, we're going to look at the overall impact of this Giants pitching staff. They're actually 2.7 runs lower than the Braves starting pitching and bullpen right now. We're going to go ahead and take the Giants here on the run line. I have this one a statistical tie, 4-4, but this run line comes in at 57.8. All right. That would also put us a little bit under the total there. All right, you guys. That is all I have for you today. Hopefully you guys have a good one. You can find some winners in there. Also, make sure you check out Bo's video series. He does all of his. You can also find our other folks like Scott and Ron and Solo. They're also getting some videos in for us as well as Mark. So make sure you check those out as well. So make sure you hit those notifications. You don't want to miss out. All right, guys. We will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.